who would you pick, Nikola Jokic or Shaquille O'Neal, if you were to build a team, both in their primes? Who do you want? So I believe this is a pretty interesting conversation, and the reason why we're making this video is because of Kevin Garnett. As a part of his show, Ticket and Truth with Paul Pierce on Showtime. Great show, love it. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, very entertaining together, right? They were reacting to Nikola Jokic, who became the third player of all time to record the triple-double against all NBA franchises. So he's number 3 after LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, who did so prior, right? And after that, they also picked who would win the games between the Nuggets and the Lakers, the game that happened yesterday. And Kevin Garnett, during his rant, he mentioned Nikola Jokic and he compared him to all-time great centers such as Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal. So take a listen to what KG had to say, and then we're going to come back and react to it. But before I do so, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And I got Joker as the MVP. No one's playing at a higher clip. I think Luka may be second and Shea might be second and third, but I got Shea second actually. But what Joker's doing in our league, not even athletic. He jumps probably this high, right? What he's doing in our league is just he's ripping the records apart. I think Pete, they showed a stat where he's had a triple-double on every team in the league.
Damn. For real? That's cold. That's cold.
Bro, right now, Joker's more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain right now. Lord.
Damn.
They got some taking him over Shaq. They got taking Joker over Wilt or Shaq.
Nah.
I mean, he's 29. I'll just read his resume right now. 6-time All-Star, NBA champ, 5-time All-NBA, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP. He's not even 30 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I just think in the center era,
Man, y'all are blow if y'all thinking I'm taking Joker over Shaq. I love you. I love Nikola. Straight up. What he's doing is unprecedented. It's about this time now and this time. I'm not doing that compared to, listen, what he's doing is unbelievable. Real, yeah. I'm talking about, usually you have to be athletically and up.
It ain't nobody who can really match up with it.
Shaq was a 3-time champ by the same age.
Yeah, I get it. But, you know, Shaq wasn't shooting threes. Shaq wasn't down behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what Joker is doing to the game, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you guys both got the Nuggets in this.
Yeah, we got the Nuggets in this one.
So there you have it. So I did a video, I want to say 2 weeks ago, that was comparing Shaq versus Wilt Chamberlain. And I believe that the overall consensus was that everyone would pick Wilt over Shaq. So for the sake of this video, we're not even going to compare Jokic to Wilt, but just to Shaq. Because if you guys already said that you want Shaq, then there's no reason to talk about Wilt, right? So let's get into it. First point that I really want to put on the table is that Shaq himself, he answered that quote and he disagreed. Here's what he had to say. He said, I won 4 rings and was finals MVP 3 times. People can say what they want, but I always came to play when it mattered most. I am the most dominant player to ever step on a basketball court. I haven't seen anyone yet who I thought could stop me. So this is Shaq. And obviously you can be mad at that. Regardless of if you like Jokic over Shaq, this is Shaquille O'Neal, the man, you know, like if you're the man living, if you're the athlete, you need that kind of bravado, that delusional confidence that no matter what, if I put in the work, nobody can stop me. And this is Shaquille O'Neal saying this. He has G14 classification. So yeah, put some respect on Shaq's name, right? So now, let's hop into it. Who's better? All time, I believe that if we have to talk right now, you have to go Shaq, just of the fact that he has 4 championships to just 1 championship for Nikola Jokic. So in my opinion, Nikola Jokic needs at least 2 or 3 championships, and he has more than the time to do so. And if he actually gets to that numbers and he wins 3 finals MVPs, I think we will need to have a real conversation about Jokic versus Shaquille O'Neal. Let's get into it. If you look at the stats, Shaq is averaging 24 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 2.5 assists for his career. On 58% from the field goal, there's not even a stat for his 3-pointers because he barely took any. And the big flaw in his game is the free throw line because he only averaged 52% converted free throws for his career, which is not good. But the rest is elite, especially for a career. And if you look just at his numbers during his prime years, it's way above. It's just that he lasted a long time when he was kind of ring chasing, team hopping and everything. And his numbers dipped during that period. But still great numbers. And if you look at his resume, it's elite. all time. 15-time All-Stars, 2-time scoring champ, 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, 14 times All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, 1 MVP, All-NBA top 75, and 3 times All-Defense. Compared to Nikola Jokic, who has been in the league for way a shorter amount of time than Shaq, but still, he's averaging 21 points per game, 11 rebounds, close to 7 assists, which is as a center, which is all time, right? On 56% from the floor, 35% from 3, which is right with league average standards as a center, and he's improving year after year. And the big difference, 83% from the free throw line, which is. I mean, he doesn't get to the foul line nearly as much as Shaq did, but still, as a center, 83%, you take that every day. And his resume is already great. He's already a Hall of Fame worthy. And he's only 28, 29 years old with 1 championship, 1 finals MVP, 2 MVPs, on great path to get the 3rd one now that Joel Embiid is disqualified. 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. No All-NBA defense, and I don't think he ever gets one, right? So right now, if you compare them right now with Jokic still writing his story, Shaq has the scoring, and that will probably remain the case. I know the Joker is upping his averages every year when it comes to scorage compared to his career numbers, but still, I don't think that Nikola Jokic will be in his prime for like more than 5 seasons. And then after that, he'll still be great, but I think he'll be more of a passer than a scorer. So I don't think he catches those 24 points compared to the 21 that he currently has. So Shaq will probably be the best scorer overall. If you look at the rebounds, they have similar numbers, and they'll probably remain the case. Or I can even see Jokic taking that lead because he's upping his rebounding average year after year, right? But still, in the era in which Shaq played, there were fewer possessions. So when it comes to rebounding, I would still give Shaq the edge. Now the passing. This is the first real landslide, and obviously this is Jokic's side, right? All-Star appearances and All-NBA, Shaq will remain in the lead because he had 15 to 6 for Jokic. So that would mean that Jokic would even play in the NBA for 9 more years. I don't even think he will play in the NBA for that long. Shaq started dominating earlier, so just for that, he'll have that for the rest. And he was also able to make 3 times All-NBA defense. Although he wasn't an amazing defender, that is still a feat that I don't think Jokic will pull off just one time in his career, because in my opinion, he's just okay on defense, you know? So if you look at Shaq compared to the Joker, here I believe where he wins. He showed his ability to win more at this stage. Although Nikola Jokic is still writing his story, right? Shaq, 4 championships, 3-time finals MVPs, and the performances that he was able to put on display in those finals were all world. Insane numbers, 36 points, all that stuff, you know. So you have to give it that credit. I know Jokic never played with Kobe. Jamal Murray is great, but obviously it's no Kobe Bryant. But still, Shaq was the engine for those teams, at least for the first 3. You can talk about the 4th one with D-Wade really dominating. But yeah, Shaq led a 3-peat. So you give him the winning right now, that kind of winning factor. You have to give it to Shaq. Now, if you look at his actual impact on the game, in his prime, he would command constantly a double team, if not a legit triple team, which would make the offense way easier for his teammates and keep other centers and other teams around in foul troubles. Teams would go just as far as to sign an extra center on their roster just so he would be able to be on the floor with Shaq in the playoffs in case Shaq would just foul out, put both the first centers in foul trouble. That's absolutely unheard of. Defensively, he wasn't amazing, but he was still such a big presence in the paint and so intimidating that guards just would not go in there because they were scared that Shaq would just foul them hard, and then they're knocked out and they can't play. I remember watching Gil's Arena, and he was telling that story about the difference between the Lakers with him in the paint and the way he would have to play. He was way more of a perimeter guy, jump shooter, and as soon as he got traded, he had 60 on Kobe because he was able to go to the rim or whatever. Maybe he embellished it a little bit because obviously he's still bragging about the fact that he had 60 on Kobe. You can't be mad at that, but you get the picture. Like, he admitted it down on camera that guards were scared to go out there and get fouled by Shaq because of injuries. And just off that, it would anchor the Lakers defense so much and have an impact that Jokic just does not have on defense. No matter how good you think he is on defense, he's not doing this to other teams, right? So that is Shaq's advantages over Jokic. Now, if you look at Nikola Jokic's advantages over Shaq, he has already passed Shaq in MVPs, and he will add a third one at the end of the year. I think when it's all said and done, Jokic has a very good chance of winning 5 MVPs. Here's why. Because in order to win MVPs, you need team success, first of all, that the Nuggets will always have as long as they have that core, and then you need the numbers. There's only 3 players in the league that's not named Nikola Jokic that kind of check all those boxes, number-wise, and that's Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Doncic, as long as the Mavs are like this, they will never be a top 3 seed, which is not going to be enough. And he has similar number to Jokic's. So Jokic has the edge. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't think he takes the regular season as hard. And in the regular season, I like Jokic overall. And when it comes to Embiid, which is, in my opinion, the only fair competition to actually steal an MVP for Nikola Jokic here and there, with the 65-game rule, he'll probably end up disqualifying himself a lot of times. So Jokic could really have 5 MVPs when it's all said and done. And you can argue that he should already have 3, being on his way to getting the 4th one. You know, so, and Shaq only has 1 MVP. So Nikola Jokic will always have that over him. If you look at his all-around greatness, it allows him to break all types of individual records that Shaq just could not even dream of, especially if you look at such a record with the triple-doubles and everything. He might end up top 1 when it's all said and done. And Shaq, I don't even think he had one for his career. I didn't look it up, so if you know that for a fact, that he has one, drop it in the comments, but you get the point, you know? Like, Jokic has an all-around greatness that Shaq just doesn't have. When it comes to winning, although I said I would give the edge to Shaq right now just because of what he's done, and it's a lot of speculation on what could Jokic do, you have to look at the fact that Jokic only had 1 year of healthy basketball with the Nuggets as is, and he won a very dominating championship in which he only lost like 5 games in total or whatever, 2 against the Suns, 1 against the Wolves, and just 1 against Miami. So that's 4 games, so he really dominated. 16-4 in the postseason, first time his squad was fully healthy. So even if you look at his numbers in regular season, his win shares numbers are off the chart, and his on and off the court stats are staggering every time. So he really impacts winning at an all-time level. So in my opinion, he needs just 1 back-to-back title to justify his impact on winning and to kind of put him up there with Shaq. A 3rd title would help, most definitely. Other advantage over Shaq, obviously the passing ability, which is a double-edged sword because it enables him, first of all, to consistently play one-on-one. And with the skill set that man's had, the footwork, the handle, the IQ, the ability to score at all 3 levels and to get fouled and still make the free throws, it allows him to drop 40 on your head if needed, especially in this era in which the centers that are just mobile and smart enough to guard Jokic are like, maybe 3, 4. Maybe, so yeah, Jokic on one-on-one is just a nightmare for everyone. There is a mismatch every night. You can ask Anthony Davis how he feels about guarding Jokic, for example. And on the other hand, if you're still able to good job on him one-on-one, or if you wanted to bring a double team, he'll just pick you apart with the passing and his vision, which is completely off the chart. You can make a case he's the best passer in the league today as a center. All teammates know that with Jokic on the floor, they have to remain in constant movement, and that no matter where Jokic is at on the floor, it doesn't matter if he's actually already past half court, he will get them the rock for an easy bucket. And this just makes the Nuggets so hard to guard because this is one of the only squad in the NBA, arguably with the Celtics, in which all 5 players on the court are a threat every single time. And this was very visible, for example, last year against the Lakers in the playoffs, who they did a solid job, in my opinion, when it came to just guarding Jokic and Murray. But at some point, they would always have to give something up. And on the other hand, they just didn't have the firepower to match all that dominance for the Nuggets. And this is why on key games, players like Aaron Gordon, MPJ, Brown, Bruce Brown, and KCP made very pivotal plays, and it's all thanks to Nikola Jokic's greatness, supreme IQ, and passing ability to actually magnify these guys' potential, right? So unlike a lot of elite passers, one thing that's also very underrated about Jokic is he's not very ball dominant in order for him to get these passes off. Like, he's very quick at making decisions. All he has to do is see you and up. He's there. He makes the pass. And it is what it is. If you compare him to guys like, LeBron James or Luka Doncic, for example, who are also elite passers with the vision and the IQ, they'll hold on to the rock way longer. Or a guy like Chris Paul in his prime, they'll hold on to the rock way longer than Jokic to make the pass. So it's not always to the advantage of the team compared to a guy like Jokic, who is just like, okay, let me grab the ball real quick. I have it. I see you pass. Boom. I only held the ball for 3 seconds and, quick decisions. And we there with the bucket, right? Let's run back on defense. So that's Jokic. And the last but not least advantage that he has over Shaq, obviously, I won't even bring 3-point shooting just because it's not fair to Shaq back in the days. I don't think he would have a J like that, but this wasn't the era. But the free throw shooting. The fact that Jokic, if you foul him, he'll make 83% of his free throws. I know it's not the same volume as Shaq when it comes to free throws attempt, but still, that makes him a very viable threat. When it comes to crunch time, you can actually trust Nikola Jokic, your center, to be the point center, be in position to make the right play, pass the ball if needed, go one-on-one, and you can't hack him. You can do none of that to keep yourself in the game. It'll make you pay. Compared to a guy like Shaq, in which sometimes you'll build dominance, you'll build off the fact that he'll put everyone in foul trouble, and then the other team will just choose to punish you and foul him every time to bring themselves back in the game. And that's super, super effective. And sometimes, although they won championships still, that would bring the Lakers some problems. If you look at another case of, a real hack-a-shack of a player that has nothing to do with the Lakers, to see how detrimental it can be to your team, if you remember what happened to the Sixers against the Hawks, when Ben Simmons was still there, and the Sixers will get off to those big leads, and they would just hack a Ben Simmons, and the Hawks would just stay in the game because Ben Simmons could not hit the free throws. That's the same stuff that would happen to the Lakers occasionally. The only difference is that they had Kobe Bryant to pick up the slack when stuff like this happened in crunch time. But if you have Jokic as your center, you don't have to worry about none of this. So that's a big advantage for Nikola Jokic. So these are my points. So my closing thoughts on it is that right now, if I were to pick, I still like Shaq over Jokic, but it's just because I've seen more from Shaq. If Jokic is able to get more team success, 2 championships, 3 championships, I think I'm giving it to Jokic because I think his package and his impact on the game overall is greater than Shaquille O'Neal. But it's still on Jokic to go out there and actually prove myself right. So yeah. These are my thoughts. If you made it this far, goddamn, that's a long video. Appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll have more content like this on the way. And more importantly, get in that comment section and let's have that convo. Who you like, Shaq, Jokic, and why. And also comment if you think I should do a Jokic versus Wilt Chamberlain video if necessary. It's been your boy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.